My name is Roy, and today we're going to be discussing how your choices are determining your weight and how to actually stop it. So, why should you listen to me? Well, I've actually lost 100 pounds of fat since 2023, and I finally got a protocol that actually worked for me. In the very first month, I actually lost 55 pounds of fat in less than 6 months, and now I'm actually building muscle. Who am I? So, my name is Roy, and my current mission is really trying to help Hispanic men to lose fat. I'm basically learning as loud as long as I go on my own journey, using what's actually really helpful and letting go of the rest. So, subscribe to this channel if you actually want these guides to be popped up to your homepage instead of the suboptimal ways of fat loss. So, also, a quick plug if you want to lose weight faster, there's a cool 2 hour course out there in the description down below if you're interested in doing that too. So we're going to be discussing unconscious eating, hormones, trauma, compound effect, and obviously how to fix it. So here we go. We're going to go with unconscious eating. So this is what very simple. Right here we have a fat guy, right, and we do also got a ripped man. Sorry about that. So usually between the ripped guy and the fat guy is basically on their eating habits. We obviously know that this guy right here, he probably eats chicken, vegetables, fucking rice, right? While we see this guy, what do you think he normally eats? Pizza, burgers, ice cream. There's a lot of things that go into it. That being said, unconscious eating is basically eating foods that you're not really picking up. I usually suffer from this. I usually suffered from this when I was losing weight because I realized that majority of my time I was unconsciously eating. There'd be moments where I, whenever I go to work out, I normally get a protein bar, but there be moments where I see this waffle that it's carbs, and then I trick myself to be like, "Oh, I need to eat these carbs to be able to perform better in the gym." But ultimately, this performance could have done the same when it comes to eating this. And then I'm eating both, which honestly increases calories, which therefore I'm going to equal fat gain. So, what I'm telling you this is because there are some certain types of foods that you don't really deem to be as much. This could be, hmm, this could be simply as a piece of treat that you're looking for. Like, it could be, I don't know, I haven't had treats in a while. So it would be like, let's just say a pastry from a Starbucks place, or you're drinking coffee with a lot of amount of sugar in it. Or let's see what else. I'm trying to think. Trying to think. Ooh, protein bars with a shit ton of sugar. That is a crucial one that you have to understand. That is really bad for you. So the reason why you do this is because you are simply not keeping accountability, and you're more likely just doing mindlessly eating because the unconscious eating is basically you don't have any accountability, right? So if you could take all over this, basically what you're going to need to be doing is either download an app called Cal AI, or you could download a food tracker, calorie tracker, or anything that's able to completely make this type of this type of word to make it consciously, right? Because you're essentially not keeping accountability and you're making yourself actually gaining more weight because you typically just want to eat whatever pleasurable and not really stick to whatever you're actually trying to eat correctly. The fit guy is always going to be kind of eating the same vegetables, eating the same proteins every single day in and day out, right? He's just eating chicken, chicken rice, chicken rice, chicken rice, chicken rice. But the thing is that he knows that he's doing this, but he also knows that this guy is gonna get even more fucking shredded and then even more like he's just gonna become this guy, right? He's just gonna become this one dude because he is ultimately making the choices of eating repetitive food. But if you're this type of guy, if you're the guy who pretty much who does unconsciously eating, you're the guy who would get the third the third side, or so the fat guy, he will just be like, "Oh yeah, let me just have a salad. I'll be okay. I'll get a salad, you know. Oh wait, my friends are eating out. Let's go get a burger." That completely devalues the fucking salad, and you're just gonna be like, "Okay, this is not right." Or you're gonna get, or you see the, let me see, perfect example would be like, "Oh, I'm eating a sandwich, you know. Let me add a shit ton of like mayo, ranch, I don't know, stuff of those, because those do add up, right? You're not really tracking anything that goes in your mouth, and you're just picking what I essentially called pleasurable eating. This is where pretty much you eat for pleasure and never eat for nutrients. That being said, you've been psyoped by the whole world, especially the Western world, that you should just enjoy yourself. But in reality, you've been enjoying yourself for a very long time, and now you fucking hate yourself. And you look at yourself in the mirror telling yourself that you're fat and ugly. But I'm here to tell you is that if you stop eating for fucking pleasure, because it's honestly not even that good, to be honest, you and eat for nutrients, not only you get many benefits, but you don't feel like shit, you don't look like shit, and you don't become shit. So try to honestly be count so try to honestly be conscious about what you're eating. Take accountability, which downloading any of the tracker apps, or what I would recommend is, for this one would be very simple, would be meditation. Why I'm telling you this is because this actually will combat the impulses of you wanting to eat that cheeseburger, that pizza, that cake, that cookie, because you're going to have a thought that be like, "Oh, I want that cookie." But it's a thought. The thing is that the fat person who doesn't meditate is going to be like, "Okay, I see cookie, I eat." You right? He's going to eat this fucking cookie, right? But the guy that you're going to be, who's going to be meditating, is going to be this type of person who's like, "I want cookie," right? It's a thought. It's a thought. He doesn't think, "I want cookie, go eat cookie." I want cookie, right? But you have a distance between that, and you could be like, "No, I don't need that." Then that being said, this equation never happens. So, how do I start meditating, you may ask? Well, it's very simple. What you're going to basically do is, oh, well, what you're basically going to do is you're going to sit in a room, just like, I don't know, cross. You can sit like this, like that. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to put like 5 minutes on the timer, or I recommend going on this one app called Medito. This one's a really good app. I use it all the time. And that being said, you're going to be just focusing on anything. It could be on your nose, it could be on your head, it could be on like your fucking chest. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. But anyways, what's going to happen is that when you're focusing on focusing on your body part, your mind will start to blur out. What you're going to do is catch that and bring it back to its thought, right? The cycle goes like this. You are going to close your eyes and sit and relax and breathe through your nose, right? Breathe, nose. This is right. You are going to keep breathing until there's a random thought that comes up out of nowhere. It could be like, "Oh, I got to pick up my groceries. I got to put some gas in my car." What you're going to do is you're going to catch that thought, forget about it, and go back to breathing. This is how you simply do it. Okay? Now we're going to talk about hormones. This is very crucial because this is what actually helps me to eliminate eating junk food. You right now have to understand that you're fat. You essentially have what this is called low testosterone, right? And low testosterone is pretty much gyno, you have fucking man titties apparently. You have this type of waste that's like destroyed by like the American diet and the Mexican diet as well as let's see, you probably have low libido. You just can't get your cock can't just be erected apparently. What's another thing that's also a sign of low testosterone? Oh, you have like no motivation. That's why you probably struggle going to the gym. That's probably why you don't want to fucking do anything besides just watching TV and eating a fucking bag of chips while you're dead ass just being more obsolete, right? So you have to realize there's a lot of food out there, especially for the American food. I solely do believe that all the food in America is to completely fuck up your hormones. There's a lot of ingredients like soy, sugar, sugar. What else? Um, Milk. What else? Um, Sugar, soy, milk. Bioengineered food. Oh my goodness. Look, realize that all of this stuff right here, the more you fucking eat it, low testosterone is going to be increasing. You have to realize that a bunch of sugar makes low testosterone happen. Soy makes low testosterone happen. Milk dips your testosterone. Bioengineered food that's not even fucking real food is literally making you have low testosterone. This is why you feel fucking tired. This is why you can't do shit. This is literally why you can't do anything that you put yourself to because you've been eating so fucking bad to the point where you're technically calling self harm because your hormones don't fucking work. And it sucks how you literally try to live the day to day life and you're gonna eat that fucking, I don't know, bag of chips that not only that it's fucking terrible for you, it's literally fucking making you fucking fat with the high fats and the high carbs, with the fucking seed oils. You're eating that cake with the amount of fucking sugar in it. What really helped me a lot too is that like there are gonna be moments where you eat like dog shit and you're gonna develop acne or have a really bad stomach ache. I realized that I've realized that when you have the acne that comes up, you have the stomach pain that comes up, you feel lethargic. Understand that these are actually symptoms or alert systems for your body. They're technically allergic reactions because you essentially are bypassing this and not even and neglecting it, but your body will continue to literally tell you, hey, I don't want to eat this. Hey, this is really disgusting. Hey, this is something that I don't want, right? But you are so hooked up on pleasure eating that you don't even signal uh, the feedback that your body gives because you don't care about your body as much. When there's moments for me, I don't even enjoy fast food or junk food or anything like that because my body literally tells me that I can't even enjoy it anymore. It tells me, okay, this isn't real food. I don't want to eat it anymore. I eat like one bite, my body rejects it. Not only that you're eating all this fucking terrible food, but this all this food actually destroys your gut, right? There's a barrier of your gut that actually promotes healthy eating and also terrible eating. What you crave essentially throughout the week, it can actually determine what you actually want to be eating. So let's say if I want to eat like a steak and eggs, I personally feel confident that I have healthy gut microbiome because I actually want to crave food that's actually fucking single ingredient and actually real. But let's say like, oh, I'm really craving pizza. Oh, especially Domino's. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm a fucking no wonder I'm fucking fat. You essentially are getting yourself a terrible gut microbiome because you were essentially every ingredient that's here pretty much tears a layer of good gut microbiome, kills it, and also promotes bad bacteria, which makes you want to eat this type of food. If you didn't know that, that's what happens. So I'm telling you why shitty food that you think that's fucking pleasurable is ultimately shooting yourself in the fucking foot, and you really should stop eating that type of food. So what type of food should you fucking eat? It's so simple to the point where you already know the answer, but you have to constantly repeat it to yourself because no, I totally understand. Sometimes I'm kind of like, what is real food? It is single ingredient items. Yeah, single ingredient items. Okay? This could be if you want fries, think of potato. If you want fucking, let's say, an egg salad, you think of egg. You think of protein, not fucking protein bars. You think of animal protein, not bars. Because everything there is single. There is going to be like things when you search up and you pick up the item and you look at it. If you can't fucking read what it's saying, then you ultimately shouldn't be fucking eating it. I personally think that top three max that you should probably eat. If as long as you know what you're eating, there's a good thing that I actually would recommend is actually going to healthy organic places. You probably have local organic places because I recently discovered this. I honestly thought there was no real organic places, but with my girlfriend, she actually found this place that it's literally all organic due to she has a lot of food allergies. This this place right here has everything that I could actually fucking read, and I'm actually gonna be confident in whatever I actually eat. And it's organic. It's fucking single ingredient, and it's away from all the fucking bullshit preservatives and also some good allergies like soy because it really does destroy some of your ingredients. I mean, it does really destroy your testosterone, right? So, how do I fix this? Very simple. What you're going to be doing is you're gonna have a little bit of carbs if you want, very very little. I really do mean to little to minimum, like barely. Like we're talking probably about like 30 grams, right? 30 grams of fucking carbs. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna maximize a shit ton of protein, animal protein. That could be chicken, steak, pork, tuna, fish, anything. Animal protein. Animal protein would be good. As well as maximizing fat. Now, don't get into the belief where you think fat will make you fat. That does not exist at all. That is a stupid belief that you do not need to know. That is just keeping you fucking fat. Like literally, it does not. What's so cool about fat is that what we're talking about now is this helps this, which means more testosterone, which means more burn fat. You see, eating fat actually actually burns fucking fat. So realizing that you need to be eating like eggs, nuts, avocado, full fat Greek yogurt. These are the only ones that I've actually used. I haven't tried anything else. This is what really helps me because not only this is actually going to help boost fucking your hormones and testosterone, but you will have a lot more energy, less bloating, as well as brain functionality way better. How you're actually supposed to fucking feel, right? Next is going to be trauma. I really haven't had any of this issues, but I've really recently noticed that a lot of people do have trauma and still continue to eating like the cake or the stuff like that. Um, what I've realized is that this is, how can I say this? A lot of inner demons probably in your mind, and you're thinking that when you have all these inner demons, your first coping mechanism was a certain food. That could be pizza, that could be a burger, that could be a cake, a cookie, you know. These foods were very palatable because maybe you were either traumatized as a kid and your parents yelled at you and no one was there for you to help you, but food was there. Food was there to cradle you and make you feel like fulfilled and happy. But understanding that the food that you're technically eating is causing self harm. Essentially, you're like cutting yourself. You are self harming because the reason why you can't let go of this food is because you have some unresolved trauma. Which, how to actually fix that would be doing some shadow working, which will be journaling, meditating, reading about your trauma, nature. All these are very good ways to defeat trauma and actually let go of this certain food. That's what I would say if someone who actually suffers from that is what they're doing, and essentially in a big picture way. What's another thing I could tell you about trauma? So the compound effect. This is what I really call the greatest of the greatest, because a lot of people right here really do think that if I eat the gorita just for this one day, I won't gain any weight, right? They would think that I won't gain weight by eating this fucking food. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, you're probably not gonna gain weight. You're probably not gonna gain weight the next day. There's not gonna be any noticeable difference. But let's say there's a guy right here. Let's say you eat your gorita, and then this guy right here eats, let's just say, chicken and rice. And just to be sure, let's just add this guy a fucking Diet Coke or a Coke Zero. How about that? Right now, you guys will look the same. There's gonna be no fucking difference. You guys will look the same. He gets to eat his little fucking Coke Zero and his gorita, while this guy is just stuck with chicken and rice. Now, let's talk about this. They eat. Let's not get into fucking critical thing. They're both. Let's not get into critical things. Let's say they just ate that twice a week. Let's just say that. Okay, twice a week. They're the same spec, same everything. No fucking genetics or anything. They're both the same. Within 10 years, this guy, who they were all the same, 10 years pass by. Why is this guy twice as big? And while this guy is, I guess, slim. That's because every single day that you think that doesn't really count it does actually count. It could be from anything that's based off of one cookie, one pizza, one burger. It stacks. Every single day, it fucking stacks. Regardless of whatever you're fucking doing, it stacks. Because this is the power of the compound effect. Everyone thinks of today. Everyone does think of today. Everyone thinks of today, but never future sense. It's okay if you want to eat that cake. But imagine in 1 year, you would have been a little bit more ripper than this guy right here. Who ate nothing, who ate probably, let's say, like, here, how can I say this? It's like, I don't really like that analogy here. So, let's say this right here, where how the effect actually results. Let's say there's two horses, right? Oh my goodness gracious, let's give them a tail, whatever. Here's two, you know. And there is the finish line right here. But this horse beats them by a nose. Does that mean that this guy beats him by a nose here, right? And he gets 10 times the reward prize. 10 times. And this guy gets nothing. Does that mean that this guy was, that little gap was a nose, faster? This little bit of thing gave him 10 times the reward. And it's by a little bit. A little tiny bit. And that's the thing about the compound effect. It's crazy how this one little thing, this one little nose, is able to perform 10 times the amount of results by just a little bit. That being said, that burger that you're eating, that pizza that you're eating, that fucking cake that you're eating, these all will add up. And eventually, within time, you will result to either a fat guy or a fit guy, depending on what you do. So, what you should do is whenever you're eating out or eating anything or just generally trying to lose weight, make the days fucking count. Check off the box that you're eating for nutrients rather than fucking pleasure. Make sure you're working out rather than fucking watching TV. Make sure that you are doing certain things that actually give you the result rather than trying to lack motivation. How do I do this? Well, there's this thing called a habit tracker. This is a really good way to really rocket your success, because let's say you miss a day. You're going to look that day. Let's say right here, gym, healthy eating. Right. Let's say you get that one. Oh, I'm not gonna go to the gym, but I eat healthy, and then healthy gym, or let's say gym and then no healthy. You realize that these days that pass by, you can see how your stats are and be truly authentic to yourself and without missing a day, and actually trying to be counting the accountability of what you're doing, your actions today. Because you'll see within the month result or within the 2 weeks of what's happening, you will start seeing the days that are missing, and you're wondering, why the fuck am I missing? And you'll start seeing the results of what's happening. When you're tracking this, pretty much in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, you won't see results. But in 1 year, you will still see results. Like, let's go back to this right here. Right here. This person right here started at 205. Do you not see what low testosterone looks like? And then within, like, let's say my third month of working out, I look like this. There's a major difference. There is a fucking major difference. And then with 1 year, dude, I'm fucking jacked. So that being said, when the compound effect happens and you're doing the things that are doing the right actions, You completed the day, and you know for a fact that every time you're doing those days, the faster that this shit is gonna happen. So if you start tracking your stuff and start eating more of single ingredient items, and you start journaling, meditating, reading about your traumas, you will more likely fix it. So start meditating, start accountability tracking, start eating the food tracker app. Um, if you have trauma, understand why you have that. Because not only that these are the things that are blocking you to become the man that you want to become of the fit person. Because these are the things. These are the things that make this one person. And these are the traumas and these are the bad things that you're going to do. Of course, it's going to be difficult because no human being likes change. But what if I told you that all of these issues that you're dealing with is blocking you to become this person? Wouldn't you want to become this person one day? And you're going to let your current self ruin that for you? Of course not. It's all about these working about on your inner self to make this one person. So that's pretty much everything that I would honestly recommend if you want to do this. If you want to lose weight faster, click in the description down below, and it'll bring you up to my 2 hour plus course on how to lose weight effectively, about workouts, meals, and everything. That's just something if you want to do. Click right over here if you want to continue learning more. My name is Roy, and I'll see you soon.